Hello, ladies and gentlemen, respected laureates of the WFEO Awards, respected Shamila Nair-Bedouelle, the Assistant Director General of UNESCO, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, good day. At first, please allow me to, on behalf of the World Federation of Engineering Organizations, to extend my warm welcome to all of you to take part in this awarding ceremony of the World Federation of Engineering Organizations, WFEO in short. The purpose of WFEO awards is to set role models of engineering for sustainable development, so that to encourage more engineers, especially young engineers, to devote to the implementation of the SDGs. Today, the WFEO Gree 2021 Awards for Women in Engineering will be conferred to engineer Wai Yie Leong of Malaysia, and the WFEO Medal for Engineering Excellency will be conferred to engineering MacLeod of South Africa. And the WFEO Medal for Excellency in Engineering Education is won by Enzo Siviero of Italy and Kai Song Luk of Singapore. On behalf of WFEO, I extend the heartiest congratulations to all awardees for their significant contributions to engineering for sustainable development. Today, we are very pleased to have Dr. Shamila Nair-Bedouelle, the UNESCO Assistant Director General for Natural Science, with us together in this ceremony. Shamila is not only a distinguished scientist with rich research achievements in life sciences, but also she has directed many important global scientific programs. She was director of the Ocean Action Program of UNEP and was director of research at the University of Paris, the 5th, and was nominated the first class director of research at Enzo, France. She had also led a number of UNESCO programs. Since Shamila took her leading position as ADG for natural science of UNESCO in 2019, she has attached more importance and given stronger support to engineering development worldwide and to WFEO activities. With heartfelt thanks, I give the floor to Shamila for a special address. Shamila, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Professor Gong. I'm deeply humbled to be with all of you here today. And Professor Gong, I thank you for your warm welcome and your kind words towards me and towards UNESCO today. Really, this would not have been possible without you as the immediate past president of the World Federation of Engineering Organizations. And we at UNESCO are indeed extremely grateful and profoundly honored to be part of this initiative and to partner with you. So dear Professor Gong, Ms. Ania Lopez, the chair of the awards committee and member of the WFEO Executive Council, Professor José Vieira, WFEO president, distinguished guests, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear engineers. It gives me great pleasure to address you at this, the World Federation of Engineering Organizations award ceremony. I would like to share with you that UNESCO's mandate was signed in 1945 at the Institute of Civil Engineers in London. Moreover, the World Federation of Engineering Organizations was itself created here at UNESCO in 1968. You can see then from this from the engagement of UNESCO's work that engineering is at the heart of our mandate. And really over the past years, it is thanks to WFEO, its past, present presidents, that we have managed to strengthen our collaboration. And it's wonderful to have this opportunity today to celebrate with all of you the accomplishments of engineers around the world. How different the world would look today without engineering. It is really thanks to engineering that transportation has evolved from horse and cart to electric cars, fast-speed trains and space travel, even the light that lights up this room today, and the engineering services that enables us to connect with one another. In addition, we have seen during this pandemic era that documents are crossing continents even faster than they've ever done before by the blink of an eye. Homes that were once candlelit are now lighting up automatically when they sense movements. And we've seen during this pandemic that vaccines have been developed in record time for some of the world's biggest killers, not just during this COVID, but also in the eradication of smallpox and polio. All these developments, dear engineers, thousands of these developments have transformed our lives. They are the tangible proof of how far humanity has come in terms of social, economic, and engineering process. We have engineers to thank for all these modern comforts of life today, but history does not stop here. Our work is not yet done as we face the triple global crisis, which is climate change, biodiversity decline, and water security. Some of these themselves have been engineered by technology themselves, since we see machinery and vehicles emit copious amounts of greenhouse gases each day. We need more engineers more than ever to solve all of these global challenges at both the local level as well as the international levels. But engineers only make up less than 10% of tertiary graduates in 40% of countries. This shortfall is in danger and will thwart all our ambitions to reach the Sustainable Development Goals in 12 years' time. So, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear engineers, World Federation of Engineering Organizations, this is why there's an urgent need also to encourage more bright young engineers around the world. The shortage of engineers is particularly acute when it comes to women and the developing countries, because we all know that engineering has traditionally been viewed as a typically male domain. It's become urgent to dispel this archaism. Women still account for only 28% of engineering graduates in the world, according to the latest UNESCO science report. What a waste of talent and opportunity. We need to attract more young women to engineering. Imagine what we could achieve if we could draw more upon this relatively untapped resource that makes up half of the global population. That is why prizes like WFEO's Green Women in Engineering Award is so important. What a wonderful role model this year's laureate, who is with us here today online, Dr. Wai Yie Leong from Malaysia. What an important, wonderful role model you make, Professor Leong, for young girls who are passionate about building a better world, who have been contemplating a career in electrical engineering and telecommunications. Our sincere and warm congratulations goes to Mr. MacLeod from South Africa for the effective engineering project in water and sanitation that can change millions of lives for the better. This is exactly what his project on eThekwini water and sanitation in South Africa is doing. I do hope we'll be able to extend this project across the world to prevent countries from not achieving Sustainable Development Goal 6, because SDG 6 on access to safe water and sanitation is largely off track. There are billions of people across the world who do not have access to water and sanitation. So I call upon you, Mr. MacLeod, to share with us your technologies across the world. I would also like now to turn to the WFEO Medal for Excellence in Engineering Education. This medal is shared by two great academicians who are with us here today, Professor Enzo Siviero from Italy and Professor Kai Sang Lok from Singapore. Thanks to engineering education over the past 150 years, in particular, engineering and technology have transformed the world in which we live, contributing to a significantly longer life expectancy and better quality of life for much of the human population. This has also been achieved thanks to people like this year's winners, Professor Siviero and Locke. And I therefore invite all of you to join the World Science Forum in South Africa this year in December to share with us your engineering accomplishments so that the world over could join you, but so that you could share with the world how engineering education is so important, role of women and engineering for the Sustainable Development Goals. This was the theme of the Engineering Report 2, which we launched last year with the World Federation of Engineering Organizations. As we celebrate the achievements in engineering today, let us spare a thought for the great engineers of yesterdays. Yes, those who built the Acropolis, the Pantheon in Greece, the Colosseum and Roman aqueducts, the pyramids of Egypt, the Great Wall of China, the cities and the pyramids of the Maya, the Inca, the Aztec empires, and also the great temples and projects across the world. These extraordinary monuments testify to the remarkable talents of engineers of old, present, and also calling upon the future. We see the link between science, engineering, technology and innovation, and culture. Today, we have our own edifice to construct, our sustainable world. We shall only be able to achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals with the active commitment of all engineers, both men and women, like our distinguished winners here today. Our sincere congratulations to all of you. And before I close, I want to thank all my dear colleagues from UNESCO who have contributed to this event. And I think about Rovani and Amal Kasri who are online with us. I also want to pay tribute to a distinguished women engineer, which is Marlene Kanga from the WFEO, and all our dear colleagues, Professor Gonke, José Vieira, and all of you from the World Federation of Engineering Organizations. UNESCO congratulates World Federation of Engineering Organizations for their stewardship in promoting sustainable and environmental friendly engineering sciences for more resilient societies. We look forward to continued working with you. Let's take engineering beyond this meeting, but to the developing world that needs you, that needs more engineers, needs your skills, needs your collaboration, needs your partnership for the women and girls and the children of today and our future. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shamila, for your kind and very important words to stress the importance of engineering for sustainable development and to stress the importance of women in engineering and engineering education, as well as the engineering contribution to the clean water and equal access to those clean water sanitation. So let's transfer the floor to Ania Lopez, who is the chair of the WFEO's awarding committee to moderate the celebration. Ania.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good night for everyone. Thank you so much. I am a chair of awards committee and member of WFEO Executive Council, a national member represent Italy. I would like to thank all attend for a significant WFEO online awards ceremony. This is a very special time to announce the winner of 3 major awards from our organization: WFEO Gree Women in Engineering Awards, WFEO Medal for Engineering Excellence, and WFEO for Excellence in Engineering Education. This year has been very difficult for a COVID pandemic, and it has hard, but in any case, WFEO has kept the commitment. And for the second consecutive year, we present the winner of some award established by WFEO. I would like to thank for the work carried out by awards committee, Romei Lee, Oscar Sanchez, Firas, Marlene Marwan, and for the international jury that took a part of evaluation of nomination. And the last, but is very important for WFEO Secretariat, the heart of the organization, all president, the Professor Gong, the Marlene Kanga, and José Vieira, and Jacques Demirieux, Theo, and Ivan, for confidence and trust in the job of the awards committee for this year, very, very difficult. I would like to present the winner today. First, this is announced WFEO Gree Women in Engineering Awards. The colleagues Wai Yie Leong, Malaysia. This is a Director of Research Excellence at Perdana University, Malaysia, Electrical Engineering specialization in medical signal processes, Industrial Revolution for .0 technology, 5G and telecommunication, immediately past chair of the Institution of Engineering and Technology in Malaysia, Vice President of the Institution of Engineering Malaysia, Vice President of International Network of Women Engineers and Science, and member is my colleagues. This is I am be honored present my colleagues, member of WFEO Committee on Women and Engineers. Thank you so much. Wai Lee, please, the jury's floor.
Thank you, my lovely colleague. Can you share the slide? A very good day to Dr. Shamila Nair, UNESCO Assistant Director General of Natural Sciences, Professor José, WFEO President, Professor Gong, WFEO Immediate Past President, Engineer Ania, Chair of Award Committee, and WFEO Executive Council. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for selecting me to receive the WFEO Gree Women in Engineering Award. Thank you, the sponsor, Gree Gree Electric Appliance. I'm the immediate past chairman of IET. I'm also the vice president of IEM Malaysia, vice president of Invest, and then I'm currently the committee member of World Federations of Engineering Organization, Women in Engineering. Next page. Thank you for giving me a chance to serve the ASEAN Federations of Engineering Organizations. I'm honored to serve the Malaysian Invention and Design Society, MINDS. I'm also the committee for Wushu Federations of Kuala Lumpur. I'm serving IEM, IET, and Invest as well. I really appreciate the good quality of engineering program provided by INTI International University and the University of Queensland, Australia. They have nurtured my very strong engineering technical skill. Next page. Ladies and gentlemen, female engineers may still be the minority in the field. There are many women who have become very successful in the engineering industry. And these women are breaking stereotypes and showing others that engineers can succeed in the engineering field, no matter their gender. We work with ASEAN countries, we work with Asia Pacific, we also work with more than 100 institutions in WFEO. So I appreciate the opportunity given by World Federations of Engineering Organizations. Next page. We represent the engineering profession internationally. We provide the collective wisdom and leadership of the professions to assist national agencies to address the issue affecting countries of the world. We continue to develop our skill and knowledge. We organize webinar, conferences, seminars to share our technical knowledge. Next. As an electronic engineers, I know artificial intelligence, robotics, the Internet of Things, 3D printing, genetic engineering, smart sensor, big data analytics. We work with industry to create new design. We are able to take challenge and face global problems. Next page. From Miss Engineers context, from ASEAN Scientist Award to United Nations Women Leadership Commitment, we have the innovations and curiosity to go hand in hand when it comes to succeeding in the engineering field. And I have found that this, paired with a passion for what I do, allows me to do my best while creating new solutions. Next page. Let's go beyond engineering, ladies and gentlemen. We should have diversity skill. We explore our talents and interests. I have participated in more than 10 Wushu championships and joined Wushu cultural exchange tour to China to learn from each other. With the diversity skill, we excel in our interests and we perform the best. Next. Thank you again for all the associations I have joined. You have given me an opportunity to develop my skill. You have nurtured me. You have developed me to another milestone. Thank you very much. Wai Yie Leong from Malaysia.
Thank you so much. I am very, very happy for announce this award. Thank you so much. I think that you continue to contribution for a committee, for the organization, for Asia, for of the world of engineer. Thank you so much. I would like to announce now WFEO Medal for Engineering Excellence. MacLeod, South Africa, past president of South Africa Institution of Civil Engineer specializing of provision of water and sanitation, award of the Stockholm Industry Water Awards in 2014, honorary fellow of Institute of Municipal Engineering of South Africa, fellow of South Africa Academy of Engineering, and fellow for the International Water Association. Please.
Thank you very much. I'd certainly like to thank the World Federation for this totally unexpected recognition. Certainly never expected it. And I feel very honored to be with you here today amongst these other distinguished people. I am a civil engineer, but I realized early in my career that just being an engineer wasn't enough. And so I went back to university and did an MBA to learn how to manage the people that ended up working with me. I've been in the sector now for nearly 50 years, starting in 1972, working in water and sanitation. And I've been very fortunate to be supported by excellent teams of professionals and generally supportive political leadership, because water and sanitation is a highly politicized set of services, and without strong political leadership, you will struggle. And I guess that's part of the key to the successes that we had in Durban in South Africa. So I was appointed in 1992 to head up the public utility in Durban. It was a city of 1 million people. Everything worked. Everybody had piped water, piped sanitation, the sewage was treated, the water was potable, everything was lovely. And then politically, our country went through a huge upheaval in the mid-1990s. Apartheid was abolished, the movement of people was that the restrictions were lifted, and everything changed. And in fact, even at the municipal level, the 38 municipalities around where I live were amalgamated into one. And suddenly the 1 million people became 3 million people. And I then had to lead that team of people to address the challenges, which were now totally different. I refer to the city of 1 millions. 1 million in Durban, could have been in Paris or New York. 1 million in the dormitory towns around the city, where the services had basically been abandoned for 30 years. non-revenue water in the 70%, sewage in the streets, poor billing, no payment. And then another 1 million people living in another layer beyond that in more semi-urban areas where there was no piped water. The water was a polluted river or a well that was unreliable. And most of the sanitation was open defecation. And the challenge given to me was sort this out. And as we started to sort it out, we started to draw in people from neighboring areas. And the 3 million people in the next 14 years grew to 3.7 million people. And I soon realized that conventional solutions were not going to work. We couldn't provide piped sanitation, for example. That would have cost $4.5 billion. And the pressure and the impact on the environment was such that it forced us to start thinking out of the box and look at innovative solutions. I also learned at that time that phosphorus was a finite resource, that depending on who you believe, FAO or Dano Cordell, between 50 and 100 years' time, the rock phosphorus that's being mined runs out. And phosphorus is an essential component of our DNA, and it is essential for agriculture, certainly the intense agriculture that we need today to feed the world. And phosphorus has no replacement. And most of the phosphorus that is mined goes into food that we eat, and then it leaves our bodies in our excrement, goes to a sewage works or somewhere, and ends up in the bottom of the ocean. So I realized that we needed to do something to both recover the phosphorus and also make better use of the energy that's in our fecal waste. And so we started a lot of innovation, working with the Gates Foundation, working with others to look at technologies, because also South Africa is a water scarce country, and we needed to find a way to reduce the amount of water that is used to flush toilets. We produce 1 liter of waste a day. And if you go to the toilet 4 times a day, you're talking about 40 liters of flushing water, which then has to be conveyed all the way to a sewage works just to remove the 1 liter of pollution. And that seemed to me to be ridiculous. And so in trying to achieve a sustainable future for our country and I guess for the world, we have been working with many partners to reduce the flushing volume. We've got it down to 1.5 liters of flush now. And we've now got technologies that are not what I want to see. They're not the size of a washing machine. They're the size of a small shipping container that enables us to recover both the nutrients and the energy and return them in a cycle. And so this idea of sanitation, circular economy thinking grew in the work that I do today. And so that's where I am now, working in South Africa and across the world to promote alternative technologies, to talk about off-grid, to look at what I call the sanitation equivalent of cell phone technology. We don't need copper wires for phones anymore, and we will move to a point where we don't need sophisticated sewage works and large networks because we will remove the nutrients and the energy at source and just have a liquid to convey along with bath water and shower water to a sewage works to remove COD. So yes, talking about sustainability, I guess my life has been devoted to that, and it's so rewarding to have had such a career as I've been able to have, and then to have my peers recognize me in this way. And so I really appreciate and thank you for your recognition. It almost seems unfair. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Neil, for your work, for your contribution. This is very important. I would like to, this is 18 people connect for the event. I am very happy because it's very important, this ceremony, for all participants, for all people, because it's a big effort of WFEO for this activity. 2 years, the presentation online, because a COVID, but this is very important. Thank you so much because I received in the chat congratulations for awards. This is very, very important. Thank you so much. This is sharing in this ceremony, the past president, Maria de Jesus Prieto. Thank you so much for your participation, and a lot of extraordinary women of this organization. I would like to now have a special presentation the WFEO Medal for Excellence in Engineering Education, the Professor Enzo Siviero. And this is very special for me because Enzo Siviero is, I know very well a lot of the year ago in Italy. This is a good professor and a good engineer. This is a big honor for me, this presentation. Rector of a campus university in Moderator, Como, Italy, consultant professor in China, Tongji University, Shanghai, and Chang'an University, Xi'an, awarded the honorary degree in architecture by Politecnico di Bari, member of the Board of Community of the Community and Mediterranean University, Deputy Secretary General of the Engineer Association of Mediterranean Country, and Vice President of the Structural Engineering World Congress. Professor Enzo Siviero, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. It's a real honor for me to receive this award after so many years of my life spent in teaching engineering, civil engineering, structural engineering, and mainly bridges. You know, I spent all my life in the School of Architecture in Venice, 44 years. Now, since 6 years, I am a rector of this online university, e-campus. We have more than 100,000 students, and I'm very proud of that. So I can continue, although my age, to teach bridges through thesis, master thesis, and so on. But let me tell you one thing. First of all, the bridge is, first of all, a metaphor. Metaphor because it connects people, it connects hearts. It means peace, it means love. And this is a very important point. Me as a bridgeman, somebody called me bridgeman, I feel myself as a bridge between engineers and architects. And from different culture people, we are in UNESCO, and therefore my culture attitude is bigger and bigger because I feel that UNESCO is maybe the most important place where peace and culture and love and heart can meet. And engineers are really the most important task for them is to let understand that engineering is not only calculation, it's a heart. It's the kind of way dealing with the peace, love. We need during this very bad period of war, not only in Ukraine, of course, but all over the world, unfortunately. So the engineering attitude is to connect people, not to cut bridges, but to build bridges and destroy walls, as our Pope says. I made a lot of master theses. It means that I connect with the young people, with young students, let them understand that engineering is more than calculation, is something which belongs to human being. The history is a history of engineering. We build in the past, we build now, we will build in the future. What we build, first of all, connection between people. This is the way of dealing with the future. And I'm very happy that I'm also a bridge builder. I build a lot of bridges. Next one is in Rome, it is Congressi Bridge. Unfortunately, due to this crisis of prices, the contracting company didn't accept it. So we expect in few months to be back. So building a bridge in the Tiber, in the place where the Western culture was born, together with Greece, of course, is a privilege. And this privilege is for me very important because I'm represented not only Italy, not only Europe, but I think I can represent the world. And the World Federation for Engineering Organization, which I know very well through Ania Lopez, which I congratulate with her because she's still member of that, and she making a lot of work, of course. I remember very well the organization in Rome, and for that point, we start a long way of dealing with the task. The task is to be, not to have only. Be. This is a very important point. Thank you so much again. I am very proud, very honored, and I would like to share with the National Council of Engineers that Ania is the ladies representative and work for the Federation for Engineer Organization, the president of the organization. So, and again, my last word, but not least, is for UNESCO. Thank you so much. I promise to come to South Africa. I'll do. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much. I would like, and with us also Marlene Kanga, the ex-vice president of WFEO, Marlene and Maria Jesus, the first women president, and work a lot with Marlene, a lot with a committee of women, with all committee and a works committee. Thank you so much for stay together in this ceremony. I would like to present the next awards. The Professor Kai Sang Lok, Singapore, Emeritus President of Institution of Engineers Singapore, Professor of Engineering at Singapore Institute of Technology, Deputy Chair of Washington Accord, Chairman of the Accreditation Committee of the Energy Service Company, co-chair of a steering committee of the Singapore Certificate Energy Manager SCAM, an award for the Public Service Star Awards in 2022. Professor, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Ania Lopez, Chair of the WFEO Award Committee, Professor José Vieira, President of World Federation of Engineering Organizations, Professor Gong, WFEO immediate past President, Your Excellency, Dr. Shamila, UNESCO Assistant Director General, WFEO Board and Committee members, award laureates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed honored and humbled to receive this WFEO Medal for Excellence in Engineering Education. Now, my career was equally split between the academia and the industry. When I obtained my PhD in electrical engineering, I was quite inspired by an academic career. So I joined the National University of Singapore in 1980, doing teaching, doing research. But somehow, at a certain point, after 17 years, I felt the mid-career blue, because then I thought that, well, is it the sort of life I want, just be an academic, doing research? Sometimes you produce research paper, very few people really read it, you know, but then is that count towards your promotion? So after that many years, I said that I want to be able to really do something, to do something that real in the real world. So I left the academia. I started my consultancy, really doing the so-called the real engineering work. But then after about 20 years in the industry, and somehow because of my work, I also get involved in engineering accreditation work and so forth. Then I felt that, well, as an individual, no matter how good as a professional engineer, sometimes our influence will be somewhat limited. And then when the opportunity arrived, then I decided to come back to the academia because I'm convinced that through engineering education, we can have the multiplying effect. We can set up the framework and we get more people, for example, to work together. We train engineering graduates to be really conscious and committed to, for example, sustainable development goal. Even we do a project, yes, we can embed a lot of this SDG into our own project, but there's one project. Whereas if we work together, for example, through the work of IEA and WFEO, we have now embedded more elements of SDG into the graduate attribute. And we can influence the engineering education across the world to adopt more SDG. I've really committed to that sort of endeavor. Well, thank you. I'm really honored and humbled with this particular award. And I thank Pakistan Engineering Council and the Institution of Engineers Bangladesh for nomination and support, together with my university colleague, Dr. Teo Hui from Singapore University of Technology and Design, and Dr. Joey from my own university, Singapore Institute of Technology. And also, I thank Engineering Accreditation Board, Institution of Engineers Singapore, for giving me the platform to serve in various capacity for engineering education in Singapore and beyond over the past 20 years. I thank my institute, Singapore Institute of Technology, for giving me the encouragement and the space to serve as a volunteer in engineering education. I am also highly appreciative of the opportunity to work together with many other like-minded individuals, including colleagues in Singapore and the International Engineering Alliance in contributing to quality assurance and continual improvement in engineering education. Professor Elizabeth Taylor, Chair of Washington Accord in particular. I also want to give a special tribute to my late colleague, Engineer Ong Siho, with whom and others, including Engineer Chua Kun Ho and Engineer Lee Chuan Sing, because together we established the Engineering Accreditation Board in Singapore over 20 years ago, and to align Singapore's engineering education with the outcome-based system in the IEA faculty. As I mentioned, that a sort of framework, a sort of system will help us to have the multiplying effect. And this WFEO board will serve as an encouragement for me to build on the past as stepping stone to bring forth more positive changes and improvement in global engineering education. As Deputy Chair of the Washington Accord, I look forward to forging greater cooperations with others using the collaborative framework already initiated between WFEO and International Engineering Alliance to incorporate the essential elements of sustainable development goals in engineering education. Well, I must admit, currently as head of the Energy Efficiency Technology Center at my university, Singapore Institute of Technology, I also have a personal agenda to drive SDG. So yeah, let's work together. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you. Thank you. I could like to, this is a conclusion of activity, but first I could like to take the opportunity of the Dr. Shamila Nair of UNESCO to launch the new initiative of the Work Committee is preparing, an award with involvement WFEO in Rome, Italy, UNESCO and WFEO, about the objective 2, zero hunger, the Sustainable Development Goal. The Marlene Kanga helped me, all committee, all president, for prepare the extract, the note, and we for the initiative. I would like to work with young engineers and women and give an important contribution to climate change and the initiative, and present other initiatives, for example, for water project. Thank you so much. I would like to present for closing the Professor José Vieira, WFEO President. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Ania Lopez. Dear Dr. Shamila Nair-Bedouelle, UNESCO Assistant Director General for Natural Sciences, Excellency. Dear Professor Gong, immediate WFEO past President. Distinguished winners of WFEO 2021 awards. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening for all of you. It is a very exciting event, and I am very pleased and honored to be part of it and deliver these short closing remarks. First of all, I would like to congratulate our awardees of this year, Wai Yie Leong from Malaysia for the Gree Woman in Engineering Award, Neil MacLeod from South Africa for the Medal of Engineering Excellence, and Enzo Siviero from Italy and Kai Sanglok from Singapore that ex aequo won the Medal of for Excellence in Engineering Education. We in WFEO we are very proud to have you in our distinguished awardees. Once again, many congratulations. I also want to thank the special presence of Dr. Shamila Nair-Bedouelle to be here and witness the effort that WFEO has developed to highlight and recognize the importance of engineering and the magnificent work of engineers in building a better, environmental healthier world and for the well-being of humanity. Thank you very much, Dr. Shamila, for your permanent support of our WFEO initiatives. Today, we are celebrating the delivery of 3 awards that WFEO has promoted throughout its long history from 1968. The Medal of Engineering of Excellence was made in September 1989 in Prague during the 12th General Assembly of WFEO. The medal was to be presented biennial year after, helping direct world attention to the practice, theory, and public contributions of engineering. The awardee is chosen based on his or her novel contribution to the practice, theory of or public status of engineering. And he or she should possess appreciable experience in profession, international standing, as well as significant leadership in either business, non-for-profit or academic sector. And a special attention is given to the nominees who have shown notable accomplishments in relation to any of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The WFEO Medal of Excellence in Engineering Education was created in Madrid in November 1999 during the 18th General Assembly of WFEO. This medal was to be presented the biennial year after, helping direct world attention to the importance of continuing improvement in the quality, delivery, and the relevance of engineering education and training. the awardee is chosen based on his or her noteworthy contributions to the improvement of engineering education. Special consideration is given to outstanding services rendered by educators to engineering educational institutions and to those involved in the education of engineers. The WFEO Gree Woman in Engineering Award was created during WFEO 15th anniversary celebration at UNESCO headquarters in Paris in March 2018 and is awarded every year. This award is to bring recognition and visibility to outstanding women engineers who have shown professional excellence and impact in their work and are role models in leaders in their field. The awardee should be a woman with a degree in engineering, currently active in engineering and with records of activities in one or several professional fields related to engineering, industry, consultancy, entrepreneurship, academia, public sectors, and so on. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to congratulate all the winners we have recognized today. I am sure that you will have all our engineering community recognition for these awardees. In WFEO, we are very concerned and committed to understand the societal needs and the role of engineers as a professional with the adequate technical skills and ethical courage to solve the great problems facing the planet. In the current geopolitical and social context, more than ever, we need the involvement and engagement of all of us to enhance the meritorious work carried out by WFEO in favor of engineering and dignifying the work of engineers in building social progress to serve humanity and protect the environment. Congratulations and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much for all. I conclude if other one have something, please. I think that it is a respected time. Thank you so much for all participants. I would like to thank you so much for all participants, for a committee, for the international jury, all components of the international jury participate today and the ceremony. I am very, very proud for this activity. I would like to continue to work for other initiatives and for other awards. Please, President, I continue to improvement and my commitment. I would like the next ceremony, probably face-to-face, all together, probably in Paris this year. I am very proud. Thank you very for a past president Gong for believe in my because I beginning in my activity with Professor Gong. Thank you so much, because the first time very difficult to analyze because I introduced a new initiative in the internal committee for Gree evaluation for international jury, but I am very proud for the result for WFEO. Thank you so much for all participants. See you,
Thank you.
Quickly. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ania, all of you. Bravo.
Bravo. Bye-bye. Keep in touch.
Thank you. Bye-bye.